ball against Webb. 20 for the zone, 4. 3 off the rim. Zeller gets it back. 2, 1. He hits it. It's over. It's over. The Milwaukee Bucks are champions of the world. The Milwaukee Bucks are the world champions.
These guys wanted to end it tonight. Neither one of them did it. That's what you had to do. You got to believe in yourself, and they really believe in themselves.
Oscar, you finally made it back. You're the greatest bunch of guys.
Got the one. Got the one.
This was Baltimore, April 30th, 1971. The happiest guys in the world, the new champs, the Milwaukee Bucks. In the NBA's silver anniversary season, it was a fast-growing 3-year-old that showed the elder statesmen of the league the way. They'd come a long way from that first-year 27-55 record. Then came the winning coin flip and a 56-26 mark. There was the addition of the Big O. And now Milwaukee was the proud possessor of the league's second-best record in history, 66-16. The Milwaukee Bucks were rulers of the basketball world. Theirs was a feat never before paralleled in the history of major professional sports. The Bucks had pulled together the pieces and fielded 5 men that individually ranked in the NBA's top 10 in field goal percentages, and collectively broke their own team and league field goal mark with an incredible 51%. The sharpshooting Bucks were truly amazing. The complete team player and leader, Oscar Robertson. He didn't score as often as in the past, just when he had to. Like a great chess player, he was always moving the pieces in the right places. He added to his all-time assist-leading record, became the All-Star Game's highest scorer in history, and set a new mark for All-Star Game field goals. Were like concert in rhythm, and the maestro, the Big O. Bob Dandridge, the Greyhound, was inconspicuously dangerous. Greg Smith, Captain Marvel, with adrenaline in reserve. Jon McGlocklin, Johnny Mack, an important ingredient. Lucius Allen, the Rabbit, and getting better all the time. Bob Boozer, a solid veteran. McCoy McLemore, late-season help up front. Dick Cunningham, the cement mixer. He gave Lew his breathers. And at other times, Billy Zoff, Jeff Webb, Bob Greason, and Marv Winkler made their contributions. And this is the man, Lew Alcindor, the NBA scoring champ with a 31.7 average. He was good for better than 16 rebounds nightly. He became the league's all-time field goal percentage leader during regular season and playoff competition. He was the starting center on the All-Star team and the most valuable player in the playoffs. He did everything imaginable, and for his efforts, won the NBA's Most Valuable Player Award by the largest voting margin in history. At 24, he was already more than anyone had expected. No wonder they call him the King. The athletes you just saw gave an indication of what was to come by sweeping the exhibition season in 10 straight. After a 1-1 start, the Bucks won 16 in a row, added a 10-game streak, and later broke the league mark of 18 by winning 20 without a loss. One got the feeling that this would be Milwaukee's year. records tumble as the big green line moved on. 34 wins at home, 28 on the road, and 4 on neutral floors. They logged history for most assists and field goals for a team. When it was all over, exhibition, regular season, and playoffs, 88 wins and 18 losses told the tale. The Bucks had amassed numbers that may never again be duplicated. A great team needs top leadership. This man was picked as the NBA Coach of the Year. But Wisconsin's choice was Larry Costello.
Run! Stay out there low. That's it. My foul! No! No! Emerson! Emerson! Pass! Pass! Get a man! One! One steal! One!
These people loved their Bucks. They turned out on an average of 10,500 plus per game, 98% of the arena's capacity. 28 of the 36 home dates were sellouts, including the last 17 regular season games. Going to Bucks games was the thing. But for those who couldn't, the Bucks radio TV network did the job.
Clark pulls up in the 15-footer on the west end as a hit the line drop down. It remained. The Bucks with a 4-point lead. Greg along the right side of the foul circle leaves it for Dandridge. He's got to jump high.
Bring it down in. Dandridge goes up. Back to McGlocklin.
Oh, the rest of the lane.
Back to the big O. Time running 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Against Clear. He stops. He pops. It's on the way. It's in. It's out. Tipped by Lew. He played out there along the right side of the lane to Lew. Dribbles once to the right, turns back now as he tries to clear back to the free throw line. Coming him away from Dandridge. 15-footer by Billy. Around the rim. Alcindor with another rebound. Hit 30. Lead, black away.
Those who attended Bucks games also saw the other great talent in the NBA. Stars like Detroit's Dave Bing, San Francisco's Nate Thurman, Jerry West of Los Angeles, and his teammate Wilt Chamberlain, Earl Monroe of Baltimore, Seattle's Spencer Haywood, the Hawks' Pete Maravich, New York's Willis Reed, Connie Hawkins of the Suns, Jerry Sloan, Chicago, and the Knicks' Dave DeBusschere. Just a few of the great ones. And for the skeptics who think that basketball is a non-contact sport, try taking a tap on the jaw like this. This kind of aggressiveness was a preview of what it would be like in the playoffs. 82 games plus exhibitions were now behind. A title, money, and fame awaited. Due to previous commitments, the Bucks' home in Milwaukee was not available for the second year in succession. It was on to Madison and the not-too-familiar University of Wisconsin floor for the semifinal round of the Western Conference Championship. The Bucks drew the second-place finishers of the Pacific Division, the San Francisco Warriors. Although on paper a strong defensive set appeared a possibility because of each club's regular season performances, those who knew predicted the Bucks would have little trouble despite Nate Thurman, Jerry Lucas, and Jeff Mullins. The first game was played across the bay in Oakland. The Big O had 31, Lew 25, and the Bucks win by 11, 107-96. This 96 would later prove to be the Warriors' series average. This Madison scene was the setting for Game 2. The defense took over and held the Warriors to 90 points as Lew and Bob Dandridge led the Bucks, and Greg Smith helped out with 17 rebounds. Final, 104-90. Milwaukee leads the series now 2-0. Game 3 was also played at the University Fieldhouse. And again, big number 33 and the Greyhound were the offensive leaders. But the surprise was Jerry Lucas, who after a dismal 8 points the night before, came back with 25 points and 20 rebounds. It wasn't enough. Finally, Bucks 114, San Francisco 102. With a 3-0 lead, the Bucks returned to the coast and a chance to win it in 4. But the Warriors were determined to head back to the Midwest one more time. And after the Bucks made a miraculous fourth-quarter comeback, with the Big O hitting a tie-scoring basket with 4 seconds left, Machine Gun Joe Ellis heaved up a 42-footer that found the hoop, and the Warriors won a thriller, 106-104. It was 3-1 and cross-country again. The Bucks are convinced they will not return west. April 4th, 1971. The Bucks got all parts working and at one point had a 60-point lead and later won by 50, 136-86. No Warrior scored over 13 points. Jon McGlocklin had his best night with 28. And Milwaukee, a 4-1 winner, advances to the conference final and awaits the winner of the Los Angeles-Chicago matchup. The Bucks and the league's perennial bridesmaid, the Los Angeles Lakers, would fight for the Western Conference title. In a good confrontation centered on Wilt Chamberlain and Lew Alcindor, the game's Old and New Testament. For the first time in over a month, the Bucks performed on the arena floor. Lew had 32 and 22 rebounds, and Wilt 22 points and 20 rebounds. They disappointed no one. Again, a strong Milwaukee defense was the key, and the Bucks ran away 106-85. Later, same place. The Big Dipper put on quite a show. The Bucks did not have to produce much because the Lakers scored only 73 points, tying an all-time low for a Bucks opponent.
Time out! Guy, when you come up, bring it over to where normally a little bit more to get a better angle in your normal position. Get down here in the playing area, so don't stop there, there's trouble. He passes to Oscar. Dandridge, you flare out, it goes in the room. Look, you got your move, Greg, you set the pick. John goes off the rolls, okay? Let's go, baby. Let's take it back. All right, let's go now.
Milwaukee ended with 91, and it was time to go to Los Angeles leading 2-0. Many people were looking for a Bucks sweep over the weakened Lakers. But Game 3 was all Los Angeles. The game ended 118-107, and the rejuvenated Lakers sensed a chance to even the match 2 nights later. But Laker loyals saw King Lew turn out the lights with 31 points and 20 rebounds. Bob Boozer also gave the Bucks a good lift with 16. Everything seemed to work well. The action would now return to the Midwest, with the Green leading 3-1. Final score, 117-94, Milwaukee. The Bucks had never played more than 5 games in a playoff round, and they kept this mark intact, winning the April 18th arena date, 116-98. All Bucks starters played key roles. Chamberlain had another great game, and the appreciative Wisconsin Rooters gave the Dipper one of the sincerest, most impressive ovations he had received in his career. He said he was overwhelmed, but the Lakers' chances had ended 4-1, and the Bucks were Western Conference champs. Next mission, the whole package. This was where it was. The Bucks were about to seek more of the championship glory Wisconsin had known in the past. The Honorable Governor Lucy was an early arriver. One could sense the electricity in the air, and the crowd was enthusiastic over their team's prospects. The commissioner of the National Basketball Association, Walter Kennedy, was on hand. Meanwhile, the Bucks were in readiness in their clubhouse. The customary pregame activities took place, and as always, there was a subdued but positive atmosphere. The Big O knew that he had to show the way, and did to start the Bucks rolling in Game 1. The Bullets' chances were dim when all-pro forward Gus Johnson's ailing knees did not respond. He wasn't able to play, so the burden of performance fell on burly Wes Unseld and the fabulous Earl Monroe. Alcindor got in first quarter foul trouble and sat down. But Dandridge filled the void nicely. After playing only 9 minutes in the first half, King Lou came back to score 18 points in the third and finished with 31 points as the Bucks won it 98-88. Coach Costello's pep talks couldn't have said it any better. Baltimore turned out big to see if their Bullets could come back. The crowd and the team got a big psychological lift when Gus Johnson hobbled out of the dressing room, clothed for combat, just seconds before the tip. He didn't start, but he did hit his first 2 shots when he entered the game. The Big O orchestrated right from the start as the league ping-ponged back and forth 17 times. Lew and Oscar were tough as always and totaled 49 points, 30 rebounds, and 12 assists between them. The Bucks 102, Baltimore 83. Let's go home for game number 3. A determined Baltimore bunch did everything they could in this one to get a win. The last game kept Gus Johnson away again, and the big Milwaukee trio of Dandridge, Lew, and Oscar dug the trench a little deeper. Oscar was everywhere. He finished this one with 20 points, and now in 3 games had 64 points, 29 assists. It seemed he was making a habit of humiliating Baltimore's guards, particularly Fred Carter. Although the Pearl didn't have one of his big nights, he still put on a fabulous show. Lew ended with 23 points and 21 rebounds. And the Greyhound was high scorer with 29 points. The Bucks won it 107-99. And Baltimore, a high-powered offensive team, had yet to go over 100 points against Milwaukee's solid defense. Now the big question was, could the Bucks win it in 4 and become the second team in league history to do so? Back to Baltimore to find out. Friday, April 30th. And a pessimistic cloud hung over Baltimore's Civic Center. Gus Johnson's second surprise appearance and this cat's unsolicited moves might help. The Bullet prospects were a bit brighter with this hoop and a right-on boost. But they couldn't stop the Big O as he continued to taunt Fred Carter. They'd need more help from the bench today. O had a day hitting 11 of 15 floor shots, 8 of 9 free throws, had 9 assists, and drained the hopes of this crowd. And then there was the big guy as he drilled for oil with a couple of these. Were the Bucks that good, or Baltimore just plain flat? Even the all-pro tandem of Earl the Pearl and Honeycomb Johnson couldn't click on this spectacular wraparound stuff attempt. And the frustration was becoming more apparent. A fine team effort got the Bucks a nice 13-point lead at the half. Score 60-47. Baltimore had their best third quarter of the series, sparked by Earl Monroe. Perhaps his emotional tactics would stir the Bullets. But it all washed asunder when Mammoth Bucks aide Wayne Embry was set to jump in the ring as McLaughlin's tag team partner. You're right, that would hurt. And then more of Oscar's 30 points. He was absolutely everything you could possibly want on a basketball court, averaging over 9 assists, 23 points, and 52% from the floor against the Bullets in this series. The Bullets knew their chances for glory were over. Lew winds up and finds Dandridge, who had 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. Woe is me. Alcindor hit a series average of 27 points in this game. And Mr. Enthusiasm still won't quit. But it's too late. The Bucks were heading down the stretch. As the playoffs' most valuable player, the King showed why, shooting over 61% and averaging more than 18 rebounds a game against the Bullets.
Three off the rim, Kelly gets it back, 2-1, he hits it. It's over! It's over! The Milwaukee Bucks are champions of the world! The Milwaukee Bucks are the world champions!
Every member of this team had a part to play, and they did it to perfection. Few now doubted how strong the new world's champs really were. The Bucks rolled over Baltimore in 4 straight and became only the second team in NBA history to do so in the championship round. Only 2 losses interrupted the record-shattering Big Green Line as the Bucks showed the world a young giant who was just starting to flex. They made it look easy, and why not? The great ones always do. In 3 years, a dream becomes a reality. Champagne for the world's champions, with plenty